Welcome to Amateur Football Takes, a YouTube channel where I draw on my extensive amateur footballing experience to give you very opinionated and non-biased reviews on Real Madrid and other La Liga teams. With that, we'll be reviewing Real Madrid versus Mallorca, a game that took place yesterday. Real Madrid, of course, taking away the victory, winning 2-1. As a Real Madrid fan, was definitely pleased with the victory. I think this is exactly the kind of game that Real Madrid walked away from last season, either with a tie or with a loss. I think the team did a good job yesterday finding a way to get a W. We had two goal line clearances by Carreras and Alexander-Arnold, which really kept us in the game, but is so important that this team found a way to win, something that has been a part of Real Madrid heritage, Real Madrid history, is having those teams that find a way to get the win. So with that, we'll jump into the review. We'll start off with the front three. Obviously, we had Mbappe, Mastantuono, and Vinicius Jr. as a part of that front three, with Xabi Alonso playing his 4-2-3-1 lineup. I think this front three overall did a better job in this game than they had in the prior two games this season. During the first two games, I was pretty unimpressed with their lack of ability to create danger while in the final third. It felt like we'd get the ball wide, and then we don't know what to do with it. Don't know how to link up play, scared of taking people on 1v1, not getting baseline. I mean, just not what you want to see from Real Madrid. And I think we saw a little bit more creativity this game. Vinny and Mbappe trying to be a little bit more creative. Mastantuono as well, wanting the ball, not afraid to take people on, not afraid to get the ball in tight spaces, link up the play, seeing him do some combinations in 1-2 with Mbappe definitely has been very encouraging and was very encouraging to see yesterday. Obviously, Mbappe had the two disallowed goals, the first of which, who frickin' knows? VAR, gods, maybe. I don't know. Splitting hairs there, really, if he's offsides or not, but I think just the frustration lies in the fact that Mbappe is fast as lightning. He's lightning quick, yet he cannot hold his frickin' runs to stay on sides. I mean, we saw this time and time again in El Clasico last year against Barcelona's high line, where Mbappe goes too early, scores a clinical finish, which is what he does best, only for it to get called offsides. So I was frustrated to see that twice. I mean, a player of his caliber, if he can just manage to figure out holding his run an extra half a second, an extra second, he's got the pace to beat the center backs in behind onto the ball. And of course, he has the quality to have such a clinical finish each and every time. Moving into the midfield, I think it was really encouraging to see Arda Güler, a player which has really been changing up his position this season, as well as during the Club World Cup with Xabi Alonso coming over to Real Madrid, really instilling a lot of faith and confidence in this youngster, someone who really didn't get a ton of time during the Ancelotti era, but a player who wants the ball at his feet, who's not afraid to get the ball in tight spaces, not afraid to get the ball with a man on his back, and really shows that confidence on the ball. I think he's been the player that we need with the departure of Toni Kroos. Of course, it'll be interesting to see once Jude is fit again in September how things play out. But Tchouaméni and Valverde, I'm a huge fan of both of those players. Tend to be a little bit more defensive. Of course, Valverde's got a rocket of a shot, but they're not players that want the ball at their feet in tight spaces. They're not going to help you progress the play up. When things get tight, when the game's on the line, you see them both really sticking to very comfortable passes, a one-touch pass back if there's a man on their back. Really not the kind of player that's going to find those spaces, be creative, find those combinations, find those triangles in the middle of the field to progress the ball, like we saw for so many years with Luka Modric and Toni Kroos. Back line, overall pleased with the efforts of the back line. An entirely new back line this year, right? I mean, obviously Militao has an impressive history with Real Madrid and has suffered two horrible injuries these last couple of years that have left him out of the starting lineup. But a lot of confidence with this back line. Howson has been incredibly impressive, that youngster. I mean, he is the kind of player, that kind of center back that makes things look easy. He always seems to have more time on the ball. He always seems to know when to play one touch, when to play two touch, when to slow things down, when to speed them up. He plays that splitting ball up the middle to progress the play, skipping his center mid line into the attacking midfield or the front three ever so well. I think that's one of the most difficult balls for a center back to play, and that kid just resolves so many problems for the team. You might have heard Courtois talk about him not knowing who to give the ball to with the departure of Toni Kroos, and for so many years he had Toni Kroos as that outlet. When they needed to play the ball out, he would look for him immediately, and he knew what to do with it. Howson is becoming that player for us. Obviously, they play different positions, but having that confidence on the ball, having that ability to progress the ball, adjusting the tempo has just been super, super encouraging to see for a Madrid team that really lacked center backs that could play with the ball at their feet and progress the play. I mean, obviously Rudiger is a beast, and I think very highly of him, but that's just not him, right? That's not his style of play. Trent, for as much heat as he typically gets for his defensive abilities or lack thereof defensive abilities, I was impressed today. He had a goal line clearance on the back post, which was super critical for Real Madrid to get this victory. Something which time and time again Real Madrid struggled with last year with Lucas Vazquez filling in at that back right role. The dude, for as much as he has given to the club and how clutch he has been and how much ice he has in his veins when it comes to PKs, I have the utmost respect for Lucas Vazquez, but he could not defend on the back post to save his life. Time and time again last year, we saw them get scored on those back post runs with Lucas Vazquez seemingly nowhere to be found, out of position, and not where he needed to be. Carreras also had a goal line save, which was critical. Showed tremendous awareness stepping into that back post to cover Courtois in that play. And I think he's also a player that's comfortable with the ball at his feet, wants the ball, wants to progress the play, is much more comfortable than Fran Garcia. Fran Garcia is a tremendous athlete, but is a lot more spastic with the ball. Doesn't seem what to know. Doesn't seem to know what to do with it when he gets it. And Carreras, I think, brings that calmness and provides that outlet for them to progress the play out wide, which they've really been leaning into this season so far. Overall, it was really encouraging to see the victory. I think the only other thing that I wanted to highlight was there was a lot of talk of how is this Real Madrid team going to adapt to Xabi Alonso's style of play. He famously is a proponent of that rock and roll press up high that we saw last year with Bayern Leverkusen. And how is he going to get these players to do that, right? Mbappe, Vinny, and Rodrigo famously, famously for a bad reason, terrible statistic to have, those three players were in the bottom 5 players in terms of distance ran last year, right? So how is he going to do that with that front three? And I think we've seen Vinny, who's demonstrated the ability to press in the past. I mean, when he played with Benzema and he was coming up as a youngster, Benzema made sure that he pressed. He recognized when those critical moments were. We saw a little bit more of that with him today. He actually robbed that ball in the middle of the field during Mbappe's second disallowed goal. Mbappe, while to stretch to say he's pressing, he definitely has been putting more effort getting himself into the proper position to cut off some of those switches in play, step up onto the goalkeeper, make him uncomfortable, make his job a little more difficult, right? I think he's been doing a much better job there. And Mastantuono has been a workhorse, man. I mean, he has been giving me flashbacks of Di Maria in his Real Madrid days. The kid's got 4 lungs. He's pressing. He's working hard. And he wants the ball at his feet too. I touched on earlier, I think he was doing a good job linking up with Mbappe. So I think that was really encouraging to see overall. And the final thought that I have for you here from this game and really from the season has been Xabi Alonso forcing these players to compete for their jobs, right? This is something that has made Real Madrid so famous. So many people have talked about it, how at Real Madrid you have to be the very best in your position or you're not going to see the field. I mean, famously, we've seen Marcelo Sat in the past. We've seen plenty of Real Madrid players lose their starting position because there's so much competition within the team. Xabi Alonso has been doing a phenomenal job having this team compete for their spot, giving Rodrigo minutes, giving Vinny minutes, giving Mastantuano time, giving Brahim time, giving these different players an opportunity, Carvajal and Trent, right? Giving them an opportunity to showcase what they have and really compete for their position to show that, hey, I'm the freaking guy, I am your guy, and I'm the very best in my position, and that's why I deserve my spot here. Well, that's all I have here at Amateur Football Takes for today. I'll see y'all back for our next video, and thanks for joining in.